but this is the start of an exciting series as well. And it's crafting on a budget. Now, this is for newbies that haven't collected everything that us crafters that have been doing it for a while have got, because we always, you know, it's a must have, it's a must have, it's a need. But it also for seasoned crafters, because hopefully this will add some more mediums and tools to their already massive or huge arsenal. So as most of you know that follow me, I've been crafting since the early 90s, and before then crafting. So one of the things I did buy, and I've hardly used them, is these foam stamps. Now this was in the days when scrapbooking was massive, and they are quite thick foam stamps, and I nearly got rid of them, and it was just something that said to me, see, you can see I've used that one. Something said to me, no, don't get rid of them, Julie, because you might use these nice little flourishes and things. So I thought, you know, they're foam, they're you know, they're easy to use. I could actually make some of these. So what I did was I went on YouTube and had a look, and it's not new, it's not a new idea, it's not my idea, obviously, because this company, and I think it was an American scrapbooking company, I'd already thought of it, and there is quite a few people that have done bits and pieces of making foam stamps. GK, she has a lovely tutorial. Rachel from Roxycreations, they're two of many, and I did take some hints and tips from them. So these are the ones I've bought, and as you can see, they're kind of nothing fancy dancy about them. That one's quite a nice one, and there's like little flowers, and you can make them as small or as big as you like. So what I did was I have a die cutter, and I decided to go into my dies, just excuse all these little bits and pieces, and I cut some dies. Now what I've got was, I got sticky back foam. I'll get a big sheet. I got these from Hobbycraft, and as you can see, it's sticky, and it's probably about, looks like it might be a mil. It's 2 mils thick. This is kind of this is an A4 sheet, and I got quite a few out of an A4 sheet. So we'll go through these. So I've got like feathers. They were just bits that I cut off, because when you're doing journaling, it's always nice to have lines. There's acorns, there's tags, there's keys, there's birdies, there's little bee. Now this is a die from tattered lace. Now I know tattered lace allow you to put the dies in the scan and cut and change them. That's their angel policy. What you have to watch is a lot of these companies that make dies, it might not be in their angel policy, so don't make stamps from dies to sell. You would need to make your own unless you read their angel policy, so be careful. This is one, and it's just circles, but GK did this. You know, if you're not wanting to sort of like, if you're a bit all fingers and thumbs and you don't want to get your fingers in it, this was just an extra piece of cardboard to put on, which I thought was quite good. We've got little squirrels, we've got flowers, we've got petals, and so you can, you know, stamp round. And then you've got the little centres. I've got a little fairy. I've got quite a bit. I made a little label there, and what I did was I took an embossing tool and just went round it, so when that stamps, now I do have So that stamps like that. The B stamps like that. That's the circles, you know, so you can make yourself, you can do circles as small or as big as you want. That's a secondary, so you don't always get a crisp clean stamp with it. The yellow, that was the squeezed lemonade oxide, and it's quite thick, and then I stamped it a few times, so the more you stamp it, the more details you get in the stamp. So that's that. And then I thought, and there's like leaves, there's everything. So I've got quite a nice collection here. Then I thought, well, you know, not everybody has a die machine. So I went on the PC and I just did some shapes. So that's a circle, and if you know, you can cut it out. And I did cut them out. I printed it off in card. Excuse the printing. My ink is running out and I take it right to the very end. So there you've got like a frame for your photographs. That's like a cog. That's the circles with the centres cut out. There's the centres and everything. So I cut them out. I've not done all of them because I want to do some on there. So I did the numbers. Now when you do numbers, you stick them on that side the right way, and then when it goes that way, it does it the wrong way. Right, with a 3 you're all right, you can do it that way. Right, that's it. So you erase that. When you put them on your card, put them on the wrong way. So when you're doing your 2, you put it on the right way, you cut it out, and then the sticky bit sticks on so that the 2 looks in reverse, so it's the wrong way around. But when you put it in your ink and put it down, it's the right way, if you know what. Yeah, so it looks like that. I know what I'm talking about. I hope I've explained it. If you get confused, just message me. So these were just I've used bits of chipboard, bits of the ends of pads. This was something that I got in a like squares of material. They were separating it. So we've got that. We've got the numbers. That one didn't work out too great because when I was cutting it out, I cut into it a few times. But do you know what? For junk journaling, that actually looks quite great. The middle out of there, again, because I'd ripped it a bit, and all I did was I did some indents, and yeah, there's a few. So you can do like a block, but it'll have like white lines in it where you can do some journaling. There's another little label stamp. I did some of these. Now, if you are pernickety about it and you want it perfect, take a ball tool and just go around it. 2 seconds now. Right, so I've got a bigger ball tool here. So there, and you can run around the edges. You can even bevel the edges with ball tools. Be careful you don't put your nails in them, because when you put your nails in them, you'll get little indentations that won't pick up the ink. So there, so you can go around. So there we've got that. There we've got that. That is a perfect one. That's out of the big one. There we've got a label, so that's just the frame. We've got some more numbers. I did some little circles. Now these are cut out of with my crocodile, my Fiskars hole punches. Is a little bit difficult because the sticky backed and the sticky stuff tends to come off and stick where you don't want it to. And cutting these out I spent a couple of hours cutting these out, and I've not cut them out perfectly, but you know, if you're for junk journaling, and then all you do is you can go right the way around and just ease it off and just smooth it out a bit. There's the 7. Now I've got some circles here that I've not stuck on yet. And it was Rachel from Roxycreations. That's quite thick chipboard. I bought it for using with my scan and cut, but it's actually too thick for my scan and cut to cut through. As you can see, I was cutting out circles. So I will put this on my Ko-fi as a freebie so that you can print it off and cut out of it. If you want to do your own, that's fine, do your own. I just thought I would help anybody that doesn't, you know, that sort of like just wants something quick. Also, what GK had, I've got a couple of braids, but I didn't want to use my braids, so this is it's a decorating tool. But what I want to do is I want to put some circles on it, but I'm not going to stick it on that because I'll never get it off. So what I would like to do is stick you know, something on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a piece of paper to stick my circles on, and I'm going to measure that. And that's about 1 1/4 inches, 3 centimeters. So I want a piece of paper just slightly under 3 centimeters. Huge trimmer. And then what I want to do is I want to put that round there. And I'm just going to trim that off. It will overlap a bit. And I'm just going to mark it with a pencil. I thought this was brilliant that GK did with a roller. And if you make them so that they're, you know, you can slide them off, or you can slightly pick them off, even better, because you could have a couple. Or I'm not quite sure how much these are. Right, so I'll put this on here, and we will do some I'm going to do some circles and some, right, I don't want to get the sticky on the board, so and it just peels off. You just put it to the end like that. So we've got another one here. And you don't have to be an expert, just make up whatever pattern you want. Rachel from Roxycreations, she actually drew patterns because she's into mark making and things like that, so she did some really good patterns. They were quite nice. And I'm just going to put that down there. We'll put a whole circle on. I'm going to try and fill it. The only thing with punches, the foam is a little bit too thick for punches, and I have been able to get the foam in with these ones. These are not too bad. I think this is maybe it's not, but you can see where it's pulling, because eventually when you're pushing down on your punches, they do move a bit. The metal kind of collapses in on itself. That's not thick enough. Right, we'll try a nice end. You have to push it in a bit. Now I put it paper side up so that the blade goes through the foam, and then I can just pull it off like that, and you might get it sticking a little bit. I want some. This is about the smallest circle punch I've got that will actually, I can force the foam in. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to break anything. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try and roll that down a bit. See if we can squish it down. That's what I was doing earlier on. Just so that we can get the and then pull that up like that. And we'll put it in this side. I mean, you can use any type of hole punch, but intricate punches and things are, I think, if you've got some big punches, then you know, you're laughing. But see, and that one's, so I'm just using the paper because it's cut the paper on the back. And then we'll stick that on there. We'll stick up. Cut them before you stick. Try and put that one there. We're going to have a little tiny one here. Well, a little tiny slither of one. And if you don't, you know, if you can't get hold of any sticky back foam, I've got a load of coloured foam. It's the same thickness, but what you can do is you can put double-sided sticky tape on it and then put it through your punch or whatever. Now, I'm just going to put that there. I am going to have to stick part of it down so that it stays. Sticky tape on this bit. Right, I've just put it on the end. we'll just turn that over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that down, and then I'm going to put a piece of double-sided sticky tape on that one. And pull that in a bit, and just because you've got that on the roller, you can kind of pull it a little bit tighter, but be careful that you're not putting your fingers in this sticky tape too much. And there we are. So there we have a nice roller, so we'll have a practice with that, I think. Right, do you know what, my craft room, my table always starts off lovely and then it ends up just a big mess. I'm just going to, no, we'll do this on the end of here. Now, does that feel a bit? It feels nice. Now, what colours am I going to do it in? First, so all you do is you just roll it in, and obviously the more you roll it in, the deeper it gets. There, and then it gets lighter. But is that not great? I mean, if you don't want it as deep as that, don't, you know, just put it in lightly. You can pull it back the way, and you can do all sorts with that. So we'll put that spruce. We'll use the ice spruce because that's like a grey green. So this is an oxide. This is what I wanted to have a play with. And just 2 squirts, and this is without water. You can see, and then we can do it up there. Now, is that not brilliant? Then if you mix water with it, I'll use a different piece of paper. Obviously you're watering it down, and we'll put a bit of prize ribbon with it. And I'm just going to stir that in a bit. You can see I've been taking lessons from Tim Holtz. If it gets a bit on there, that's fine, it doesn't matter. And then we'll use this. So be careful with the water. I've not played with the water before, so you're going to get a bit of dripping there in the middle. So if you like that effect, that's fine. Actually, I don't mind it. So that's that one. So you can put any shapes on there. You could put flowers on, and then all you have to do is you just gently peel it off. You'll need to put sticky back on. You could actually do it with you know, like an acetate, or the backing off, because that's probably stronger, because that isn't sticky, but that would actually do quite well. So So anyway, so I'm not going to waste that. These I keep anyway. I go over them time and time again. Right. So we'll use some vintagey colours. So I've got Vintage Photo, Walnut Stain and Tea Dye. So say you wanted a nice photo frame for a black and white. Now this is Tea Dye. And it does show the marks, so you can put that on there. Now just press it down. There you are. Perfect. And you can either cut that out, or you can do it over your photo, you know. And if you wanted to get secondary stamping from it, it does. So when you put it on, you can do ever so many. So if you make an ephemera, or you're decorating your journal pages, it's ideal you get at least 4 out of that. So then we'll do the walnut stain, and I think we'll do some numbers with the walnut stain. Now because they're smaller, I press them on. And there you are. Perfect. We have some cogs for the steampunk lovers. There we are. Perfect. Whoops. We'll try Vintage Photo. And we'll put this one here. And if you're doing your own shapes, you can, and you do digitals, you can actually use them on your digitals. We'll use this one. This is the one that I put the, oops, I'll just put that down there. So say you wanted to put a little journaling spot, maybe use a lighter colour. We'll use this one that was a little bit tatty and broken, because that was the middle of it. And there we are. Perfect for a journal. We'll try, no, we've already got them out. We'll do tea dye again with the dots, the small dots. There you are. I mean, they're not perfect circles. If you like them, you know, faded into the background, then stamp that off onto a separate piece of paper and use it for something else. But you'll get three stamps from that, and that's tea dyed. What else have we got? We'll use the tea dyed again, and we'll do a 3. And then we'll do it again, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. So you can make, you know, you can use this for your collaging. There's no end to what you can do with these. And this is like a half flower. You know, get your book pages down and just go with your 3 brown colours on top. And that's a bit faded, but you still get a pale one there. What have we got here? We've got a big so we'll use this one, the frame. Sorry if I'm out here. So you can see how they work. So we'll just put all them back. And I think the sticky back plastic, the sticky back foam, I think it was about £1, 90 pence a pound. And I still have had some left from that sheet. I mean, I spread that out, and I will send it, put it on my Ko-fi site as a freebie, just so that you've got something to practice. But then we'll try some of these. So we're going to do the, oh, here she is. Hello. Little dog's been out to the bank, so my husband took her to the bank. So we've got little fairy, and this is in the tattered rose. So if you're doing fairy journals, there you are. You can put glitter on that. That one doesn't ink up as good. We'll try the saltwater taffy. Now the oxides are a bit obviously they're opaque colours. So you've got your, we'll see how many of these you can get. There we are, and I've got another one, a smaller one of those, because there was a set of 3. There it is. And we'll do this with the tattered rose. And I'm just putting that one over there. Not very good, but there we are. Not the greatest of colours to match. Our little bee, and we'll do him with tea dye. And I'm not pressing too hard. If you press too hard, I've used cardboard on that, and if you press too hard it collapses. There. So that's more of an intricate stamp. So that's 3 that you get 4. We've got lines here, so if you wanted to do some lines in your journal, how far's that away? So put that one on there, and that one on there. Yeah, the thick lines, but it gives you a guide of where you want to write. Lumberjack and festive berries. We'll try the festive berries. This is quite a pretty one because I've got some hearts here, and it is an oxide. And I've got a I've obviously put a dent in the hearts, so I'm going to get a line through them. So there you are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the oxides seem to last a bit longer. We've got a toadstool. We'll try the fired brick, and this is just distress ink. There you are. Yep. Be careful that you get your nails in the ink, because it will go on your page. And again, you know, you can use these stamps on your collage pages. And you get secondary stamping. So the foam does, it is quite good with the... And we've got some cogs here, so we'll go with lumberjack. We'll do a cog. And I didn't take the bits out. And you're getting plenty of that. That's quite a new stamp. The key. We'll do the oxide. I'm just pressing lightly. I'm not pressing too hard. And keys are always nice to put on your pages in the journals. Now I didn't press too hard on this one, so we'll see how many. Yep, so it's still going. Now this is an old one. It's probably needing re-inking, but it looks... There you are. And that's just one of those, you know, the die cuts that you buy separate. I think it was a Do Crafts one. So you get 3 with that one. We'll try this little bumblebee. This one has no details on it at all. But if you're quite, you know, arty, you can draw your own. You can do some details on the ones that you've got and put your own mark on them, or stamp, pardon the pun. But I think putting them on, this is probably the best. I think I'm going to have a go at trying to get some thinner lines than that, because I would like a stamp with just uneven lines on it, just to, you know, to put in my journals. And then what we'll do is we'll put them back, and we'll take these out. Oh, this is Stormy Sky, Chipped Sapphire and Faded Jeans. So we'll use this like the and this was just stuck down with hot hot glue from the hot glue gun. There you are. That's 2, 3. And you can have these stamps as big as you want or as small as you want. So there we are. So yep. And we'll do the little birdie. We'll do it with chipped sapphire, I think. Now what I did do is, remember now because I can see it, I put the leaf veins in this one, just using a tiny embossing tool. Yep, and it's come out, so you can see. So yeah, so are these not so cute? And you can, so that you can have extra stamps, and if these get ruined, you know, if you're wanting to try some, then you're wanting to mix your inks and things like that, but you want, you know, not wanting to damage anything, try it out on these. So we'll do this with the faded jeans. And again, I put the feather marks in here. And there we are. So I hope you get something out of this. They're quite easy to do and they don't cost a lot. If you're artistic, you can do your own. This will be a freebie on my Ko-fi. If you've got dies, you can cut your dies, but remember, don't do them to sell because there will be an angel policy on your dies. You can use them for personal use, or your punches. But as I showed, you can have problems with your punches going through because it is quite thick. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.